Hey, Jen Patero here. Saturday, January, what's the date? 9th. Making my video looking kind of silly with my hockey mom hat on. But I've been outside pretty well majority of the day today, with my kids skating on our rink here at home. And my daughter is at the ski hill, so I'm gonna have to go pick her up. And honestly, I got some funky lines going on in my head from wearing this hat all day. So I decided to just leave it on while I make my video, hoping today is going to be quick. But I think that is the case every week, and it never seems to be. So today, of course, I will give you an update on my macros and how I'm trending as I reverse diet out from my show. It's now week 8, I believe, so 2 months post-show, and I've got to say I am struggling. I am struggling mentally, and it's come as a bit of a surprise to me because I really didn't think that this would be an issue for me. I came into this with, the thought in my head that I'm happy where my body is when I started this, right? I had a major transformation just based on changing my diet to a ketogenic diet, and then introducing exercise. I felt good. I felt healthy. I thought that this competition would be a challenge, and I'd love to push my body and see how far I could take it to highlight all of my hard work. But that when the show was done, I would reverse diet back out of it because I know that stage weight is not a healthy weight. So as soon as the show's over, I'm going to reverse diet out of that. And if I go back to exactly where I am when I started, I will be happy. If I've improved my body composition, even better, but I was happy to reverse diet until I get here. It's been tough. It's been really, really tough. You see the scale increase, a pound here, a pound there. Okay, life is okay. I'm doing all right. It's not the end of the world. Then you start to notice, as you're jogging on the treadmill, your thighs rubbing together a little bit, you're putting on some body weight. And then your clothes start to fit tighter, and you'll notice I'm wearing a big bulky sweater. That's probably not intentional. Like subconsciously, my body is now just wanting to wear bigger, baggier articles of clothing because I don't feel good. I know that most people will say, Jen, you are ridiculous. I hear this all the time. I hear it from my family, friends. You're crazy. You look amazing. And there's no doubt, I've leaned out an awful lot. My body composition is quite good, but still mentally going through this process is hard. And I'm just saying this to share because I'm learning, like I say, I'm learning so much things that I swore I would never think or say or do. Like now I'm thinking them, saying them, doing them. And I'm beating myself up for eating almonds over the Christmas holiday, for eating cauliflower over the Christmas holiday. Like this is crazy talk. It's crazy talk. And I know it's crazy talk, but it's what goes through my head. And it's driving me crazy, a little bit crazy. So it is so important to me. Like I had a huge heart-to-heart with my husband last night. I unloaded on him. And I'm like, don't even say anything. I know you're going to think what I'm saying is ridiculous. Just please listen to me and, what's going on in my head. And I felt so much better getting that out and just letting him know exactly what I'm thinking, how I'm feeling. And he was a great support. And he says he does understand that and trying to help me navigate my way through it. And as is Robert, my coach, like he's been fantastic too, to add some perspective as to how I'm doing, how I'm tracking. That's the other thing, I was thinking last night, like, part of my problem, I think, is I don't know. Am I doing a good job reversing out of this? Is this normal? Should my pants at this stage of the game be feeling tighter? Or am I totally letting it go? Am I totally putting on additional body fat that I don't need to be putting on? Like, I have no goalposts. I've not done this before. I've not talked to anybody else directly who has gone through this process. So again, why I wanted to share, and I'm hoping that over the coming weeks I will get more perspective around, is this normal? Do some people put on weight faster? Do some people put on weight slower? Like, I want to understand how well I'm doing, because I said to Robert, like, I feel like a failure. I feel like I'm failing every time my macros go slightly over what they're intended to be, and then I beat myself up mentally, and I shouldn't, because like I said, it was for last night, for example, when my head started to spin, I had 2 handfuls, like small little handfuls of almonds, so that equates to maybe half a cup of salted almond. Like, that's craziness. I shouldn't be beating myself up over that, but I am. And so it's such an interesting process. I am learning so much here, and I feel like growing as a person, and I'm happy that now I have this opportunity to completely reverse diet out of this. Like, I'm not even done. Here, I'll jump to my macros and what's going on with me right now, because this past week I have been consuming 2,140 calories per day. So it's pretty high, but I'm not done yet. I have to. If this were just me doing this all on my own, I would probably stay here and continue to work out and want to be losing body fat. But I can't. It's not optimal for building muscle. It's not optimal for my hormonal health. It's not optimal for my body. I need to get myself to a caloric surplus so that I can properly build and work out and be healthy and happy and ready to hit the stage next November and bring a better Jen Patero. So I know I need to consume more calories, and I'm happy that I'm going through this process, mainly for my mind. I didn't realize quite how impacted my brain was by all of this. It's a tough mental game here, my friends. Physically hard, yes, but mentally so much harder. And not just coming down. Coming down for me was the easy part. Coming out of this, so much harder. So this past week, like I say, 2140 for calories, protein and fat grams equivalent, which is great for building. You want a 1-to-1 ratio when you're building. So I was 160 grams of fat, 160 grams of protein. Now this coming week, Robert has upped me a little bit, 5 grams each. So again, 1-to-1 ratio, now 165 grams of fat, 165 grams of protein, total calories 2,205. And we were chatting, and I want to get up to about 2,500 calories per day. And I'm going to do it, and it is okay. And I like daily, I need to tell myself this. And you know what? If I have a little bit of extra, then I have a little bit of extra. Today, I had a bit of extra, and it was liverwurst. Okay, I'm thinking that if I'm eating primarily a carnivore diet, I should be incorporating liver. I'll probably end up buying the capsules. But I wanted to eat a little bit of liverwurst. It was delicious, but that is not something that I had planned for. So I went over. So far today, my calories, my fat intake was 175. It was supposed to be 160. My protein, 160. So I've done well with the protein, a little high on fat, but so be it. It is what it is. And we'll see. I took some pictures and measurements today sent them to Robert, curious to get his feedback. So like I say, so that I have a better idea of how well or how not well I'm doing with this reverse diet out. So I'm curious to get his feedback, but it was also a very good thing for me to see, because as much as I feel like I've put on so much weight, my clothes feel tighter, my measurements really haven't changed that much. Legs haven't changed at all. So the measurements tell me. And my upper body, I've put on half an inch here, half an inch there. It's not the end of the world, but I'll tell you that my scale, where was I last? Sunday, I weighed myself 127.8, but that was after the Christmas holidays, after I had stayed very keto but eaten a ton of veggies, so my carbs were higher and I retained a lot of water. This morning, I stepped on the scale, 126.6. So, excuse me, when I stepped on stage, I weighed 120 pounds. This is where the Robert perspective comes in. I weighed 120 pounds on that stage on November 13th. Today, I weigh 126.6. Not too bad. I have to put on weight, and if I've only put on 7 pounds, I'm okay with that. Anyways, that is it for me for today. Those are my updates. Hope you find it useful. And like I say, it's a mental game, but I think as much as this could go very wrong, I think mentally I can totally see how eating disorders and things become an issue. But I can also see how it can be an incredibly positive experience, and you can learn so much and grow and not be so focused on the scale and on the diet and on losing body fat. Like, I think that I will grow from this and learn and be a better person as a result than I was going in, and I didn't even know it, right? Like, I didn't even know at the start that I would be this concerned with my body shape and weight and image. So, learning a lot. Anyways, I promised it would be short. It's not. Sorry. But enjoy the rest of your weekend. Stay warm, and I will be back next week. Take care. Bye for now.